And then the lower notes are diddly diddly doo doo. I shouldn't say doo doo, but they say fancy stuff. I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm Melanie.
Hi, I'm Molly, and welcome to our channel.
Y'all come on in for a visit because today we're talking about
Smells.
I think a prettier word for it is scents. Let's call it scents.
Scents.
Special scents. And what got me going on this, for so long I have not really worn perfume. And I think that happened because in church, I remember they asked people in the choir not to wear any perfumes and all because some people were allergic, and I'm not in the choir. But I just thought, oh, well, what if I'm sitting by someone and they don't, they are sneezy or something. And so I kind of quit. And then I know you and Jonathan for a while.
It was Jonathan.
Mm-hmm. For a long time. He just couldn't do it. So I tried to be very, nice and considerate about that. But then one day I just thought, I really like the way it feels when you put a scent on. There's something very feminine. It can just lift your spirits. It can just make you feel lovely and nice. There's just something about scent.
I like body sprays because I always thought that they were a little bit lighter in smell.
Yeah, they are.
And so the perfume to me was always so heavy smelling. And so I never really bought perfume before.
Well, and I do, when I think back about perfumes, I think of things that like my grandmother wore or had. Like one was called White Shoulders. And I mean, it was pretty powerful. It was pretty powerful. And maybe there was another one, Jungle Gardenia and Shalimar. And then I remember I had a friend whose mom who always wore Jean Naté.
All of those sound very heavy.
I think Jean Naté may have been the lightest one. Emerald maybe was one, but my husband, what he loves, what he just adores is, and what his favorite scent is bleach.
Oh, so I was like, what is his favorite scent?
Does
he have a favorite
perfume?
He
loves bleach. Oh, he loves bleach. He loves to bleach everything. So, and I don't know what would be a second with him. Probably some antibacterial spray.
Or a laundry detergent of some sort.
Well, ours probably doesn't even have a scent.
That's true.
So then I thought, well, I am not wearing bleach. So it just left me in a pickle, I guess. And so I just decided.
A what?
I don't know. Just a situation there.
Pickle?
Yeah, where I just thought, I don't want to be rude to the non-scenters, but I would like to have a little scent besides my deodorant. And so I have had a few, like in books they'll say she smelled of cigarettes and cheap perfume. And
I can envision that right now.
Yeah.
Just that when you read, because you read those kinds of things and you instantly get.
Yeah, a certain look. And I thought, well, I don't smoke, so I wouldn't smell like cigarettes. But
cheap perfume.
I probably. But the thing with cheap perfume, it doesn't last all that long. So, anyway, here's some of my cheap perfume, and I love this stuff. And I just put a little squirt on because I still don't want to be rude or offensive to people, but I do want a little something that lifts my spirit and all. So, this is Vanilla Musk, and it would be your cheap perfume.
You guys, if y'all pay any attention to me, you know that I like to smell things.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I'm excited to smell all of.
So what do you think of that?
Oh, I love vanilla.
And it's Vanilla Musk. So
it's fine.
It's sort of sweet and deep.
See, I like. What would you say are your favorite perfume?
I think I like. I don't know. I like I like musk, and I think it went out of style back in the
That's probably what I
the
don't care for about
70s,
this.
but I like musk. And it probably is just a teenager childhood thing. But vanilla and musk together, I think, is a win-win. But this is CVS, cheap stuff.
But it doesn't stink unless you hate vanilla musk.
What I have a hard time with is real flowery, floral. Floral is the word. Floral smells
I
or
don't.
scents.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The gardenia, like when you mentioned that,
Yeah,
it just smells.
it just kind of takes your breath away,
Overwhelming.
and then you get a headache. Mine is always right
Yeah.
there, but some people get one right here.
I get them in my eyeballs.
Yeah, when you smell it. So I'd never want to do that to anyone intentionally. So here's my other cheap one I got off of Amazon. See what you think of it. And see, I bought it for the name.
Well, the name, and it has a cute little background. Velvet
I just
Cherry.
heard a ding.
Oh, it's my phone.
Okay. Velvet Cherry is the name of this.
I don't hate it. I don't love it.
It lasts about 5 minutes, so whether you love it or hate it. Yeah, and I don't remember how much. But look at that. Inside had cherries in it.
I mean, it is super cute.
It's cute, but it doesn't last. And whatever. I sometimes use it for deodorizer in the bathroom. The Velvet Cherry. So, anyway.
Are any of you guys perfume connoisseurs? Is that the right word? Collectors?
Well, some people collect purses, some people collect Pyrex, some people collect perfume.
But is it because of the bottle? Because I've seen some really cool, unique perfume bottles that I would want, but not the smell.
We did an estate sale one time where the lady was we've done several, but this was the biggest of the biggest. She was a perfume bottle collector. And she bought the ones that are in the stores that they use for display. And she would travel to go get a certain bottle that was like in the New York City mall or
my goodness,
whatever. I mean, it was high dollar, and it brought people to the estate sale that loved that kind of thing, and I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff out there.
But let me tell you, there are people on YouTube. That's their whole channel, is that they do fragrances.
She recently discovered this.
I discovered this on a rainy afternoon, and it is amazing to me because they spray it, and then they'll do this, and then they'll say it has high notes and of this and this and this, and then it has middle notes, and then the lower notes are diddly diddly doo doo. I shouldn't say doo doo, but they say fancy stuff. I'm so sorry. They say fancy stuff. And then, even though I have no clue, but I do know if something is citrusy, so I was just like hanging on to every word and just imagining the smell in my mind. And I got caught up and lost a whole afternoon in the perfume YouTube world. It's pretty amazing.
So what is that?
Well, so I got to looking into some of the perfumes, and then I about lost my teeth when I saw how much these perfumes are.
I mean, it blows my mind.
They're like car payments. Some of them may be more like house payments. But I was like, man, well, I can't do that. Well, I can't do that one either. But they made them sound so good. I wanted to have something. And so I finally found this YouTuber. And if I can find the name, I will link it. But my goodness, that was a long afternoon. And I saw a lot. But I came across this person who liked dupes because she too could not afford the fancy brand names and the prices. And so this was one of the most highly recommended places to get dupe perfumes. Now you can go to the CVS and they'll say this $4.99 bottle of spray is just like Gucci or something.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah.
Really? I don't know. But this is supposed to be really the dupe.
How do you say this brand?
I just say Oakcha. And they're in Canada, so maybe...
They're in Canada? Okay.
Maybe that's a Canadian name for something that smells good is Oakcha.
And these are both different?
Yeah, I got two.
Two? Okay,
so and they have different names, but and they have fancy boxes. Look here, the box is like magnetic, and so you order, and they have only a few.
I'm so ready to smell.
Okay, but let me tell you about this one. Now I will have to insert the name. This is supposed to be a dupe for, and then Molly, you insert the name because I've already forgot it. But it was one of those perfumes that I thought, ooh, that sounds like one I might like. And then when I looked at it, it was $360 for the smallest bottle.
For the smallest?
For the smallest bottle. And so these are $39.95, which is actually more than I've ever paid in my life for perfume. But it's not $360.
And it's no shame if that's your
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
It's no shame. But if
I'm
you
not
followed
judging
us,
him.
you know that she shops at CVS.
I'm just a cheap person.
And you're frugal and you're...
So the name of this is Swevon, which I was a little disappointed. I wish that they would have said something. This was like, you put it in the description so people will know. But it's called Swevon, and it pulls off, I think.
Well, I don't want to break it.
No, you won't, because it's a real easy thing when you figure out how it is, but I forget how it is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, there it is. This is supposed to be one of the more unusual scented perfumes in all the world, supposedly. And this is the dupe.
I really like the matte black bottles.
Yeah.
Oh, that smells good.
They said it's an unusual scent, and that people will either like it or not.
Can I spritz?
Oh, yes.
I know it might get perfumey in here.
No, that's all right.
No, that's good. Now, I cannot describe perfume. That is not my gift or talent.
Well, not mine either.
Oh, but it was really good.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Yes, and you know who else liked it?
Bob?
Yeah, I said, come here and take a whiff of this.
Oh, that smells really good.
And he's like, oh, I like that.
I'm going to have to
and
get
it's
some
not
of this
bleach.
Swevon.
There's no bleach in this. So I was very happy about it. So that's one. And so I wanted it because it said it was a dupe for one of the most unusual scented
Whether it's
perfumes.
a dupe or not, it still smells really good. Swevon is a win.
Oh, yeah? Isn't that a funny name, though?
Swevon.
Swevon.
Jonathan, he needs to smell it.
Okay, now we'll look up what this is the dupe for, and then you put the name here.
Yeah.
Because it was also one of the most popular perfumes, but one that I would not pay the money for. And they call it Kaylon. And it's a dupe.
I was going to say Kalon.
Or Kalon.
But who knows? It could be Kaylon.
I got it because I remember whoever was doing it, and what she had the expensive perfume, and then she had the dupe, and she was comparing them. Oh. And she was totally impressed. And then I think I watched a man do it, and he was like, whoa, because they had some time where it was hard to tell the difference. Now, sometimes they would say this did not last as long.
Yeah.
But then sometimes they'd say the originals didn't last as long. So this one was supposed to be sweeter, because I like a sweeter, kind of candy almost scent.
I don't like this one as much.
That's what Bob said, because
to me, it has that muskiness to it.
Well, and I may have got it because it was sweet and musky,
I'm gonna spray it too,
like my vanilla musk. But he said he didn't like that one as well as the Swevon.
It is not terrible at all.
No, it's sweet, but it's not the other one for sure.
To me, it's like really fresh.
Yeah, fresh and sweet.
But I like the Swevon better. I wonder if Daisy would like this, because she loves, I think, perfume. Like, she'll get into a perfume.
Then I'll need to keep that in mind, because these are supposed to be super terrific.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what I came to show y'all today, just because I was so excited about it. And then you've got something that you did in the scent department.
Yes, and I never buy perfume.
And we did this at the same time.
Yeah. And neither one of us ever buys perfume. And then I was going to mention it in a video.
Except for this. Yeah.
I don't remember where I smelled this first, but it's the first perfume that I have smelled, and I don't go around smelling perfumes, that I was like, oh, this smells amazing, and I just love it.
And it's called Her.
It's called Her by Burberry.
Eau de Perfume.
Yeah.
Mmm.
Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
So this is really expensive, and I think I saw it at the mall. I don't remember what size bottle, but this is I would say it's a full size. If not, then I don't know what a full size is.
Yeah.
It has 3.3 fluid ounces, 100 milliliters. And at the mall, it was like $160 something. But we don't buy anything from it. We have a place locally that does like out of box perfumes.
That's Drug Emporium.
Or Kalon, yeah, Drug Emporium. They'll I don't know how they do their setup, but this was way cheaper than that.
People always say if you're gonna invest in a perfume, go to Drug Emporium because, something about the boxes. You don't always get a box.
Yeah,
with
like
it.
Jonathan, I go there to get him colognes that if I get an Ulta catalog in, he always smells the colognes, and if there's one he likes, then I take a picture or I save it back, and when Christmas rolls around or something, I'll go to Drug Emporium because that's what he prefers. He doesn't want me to go spend that money at Ulta or whatever. I go to Drug Emporium and I get it for him there, and it usually doesn't have a box with it, but it's still a full bottle, so he still gets, and it's way cheaper. So if you have a place like that where you can go, check it out.
And let me also say,
mine just happened to come with a box.
I believe Okcha had men's fragrances as well.
I wonder if you can order like samples or something.
They had where you could order a little collection. But I think kind of the suggestion was find you a perfume that you love and then get
so maybe I could put in like the colognes that he really likes that he has, and that might help
and
come up with something.
Yeah, and see if they have the dupe for it.
I need to look in it, but that's Swevon, y'all.
And I'll put the link to it, and I'll have to say it came, even though it was from Canada, I think it was in Texas within 5 days. I was very impressed with shipping, and we have absolutely no clout at all at Okcha. They don't know us. Well, one of these days, though, I would like to be like some YouTubers and say we've got a discount code for you.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have anything for you.
Nothing for you.
No.
Well, that took a turn.
That did. Well.
Yeah. So let me know if you guys have smelled this, if you like it, or if you might venture out to the Okcha and try out that Swevon.
Yeah, isn't that a funny name? What's your favorite scent?
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be perfume because there's some scents that just, like, if I smell lemon or orange, that just makes me kind of happy and awake.
Well, and Grandmother asked Jonathan the next time that he mows, and he did this yesterday, to open up her window so she can smell the fresh cut grass. And I mean, there's something about certain smells that you just, not that she wants to bathe herself in fresh cut grass, but But yeah, it doesn't have to be perfume. If that's a scent that takes you back, or
it just represents good memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's bad scents. Yeah, like
Hattie.
Well, I was just thinking, Sam growing up, anytime we would smell a skunk, I can smell a skunk and I just think, ooh, there's a skunk. But Sam would stick both fingers up his nose as a little baby and just cry and just kind of rock back and forth. And it must have affected him a different way because I'm just like, it's just an old Texas skunk that got run over on the highway, and it for years as a kid, it just both fingers went up the nose, and it was like, oh, hurry, get us through this.
Oh my goodness.
So scent must affect my friend, people different ways.
Missy, she has a very sensitive nose.
Yeah.
Very sensitive. So I don't know if she has a certain perfume she likes. But
one of my friends' dads has a sensitive nose, and he works in the prison system.
Oh boy.
And he can kind of know where things that shouldn't be there might be there. Isn't that something?
Yeah, I don't have a sensitive nose. I don't think I do.
I don't guess
I do like
either.
smells, but it's not that
Yeah.
Like I do like to smell products and perfumes.
Now,
And,
when you were
know.
little, you'd come into the room and you would, because me and your dad might be having a snack and
I
we'd
can
hide
always
it.
sniff out sugar,
It
y'all.
was chocolate. And you'd always say, okay, which one of you is eating chocolate?
I've seen videos where parents, they're like, when they hear their kid coming and they just shove the whole thing, like the wrapper and everything, into their mouth, and they're just like waiting on their kid to show up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's it on scents.
That's it on scents.
Yeah. And I wanted to say, I think this will come out before Mother's Day. I wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone. And I told Molly, I said I'm going to kind of talk about, when I say this, I'm going to talk about some maybe more serious things, but I just felt it on my heart, and that may sound corny, but I just felt some things on my heart today that I wanted to say to mothers in regard to Mother's Day. It can be a hard day for some people,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to. I need to take a little drink before I do this. I don't want to hurt anybody or offend anybody, but I do want to speak truth about things, and it can be a hard day for people. And I wanted to just talk to some of those people that it might be a hard day for them. And one is if you've lost your mother. And when you lose your mother, Mother's Day is just not, it's just not the same. So I wanted to just, guess what do you call that? Just affirm people that it can be a sad day. And I hope that you will take the time to remember good times and good memories, and you'll be able to get through it. And then I think of a lot of people have infertility issues, and it's a hard time for them because they want so desperately to be a mother, and it just hadn't happened yet. So I wanted to acknowledge that can be a hurt too. And then there's another group of people, and this is the one that I just really felt led to talk about, and well, I'm just going to talk about it. I have dear friends, more than dear friends. I'm just going to say it like that. Who Mother's Day is hard for them because in their earlier years they had an abortion, and I had never thought about Mother's that being a hard. I never thought of that as being a difficult thing. Mother's Day, it's just Hallmark and bouquets and all of that. And then over the years, I've realized that there's some deep hurt and guilt and shame for some women that have gone through that, and a real sense of loss. Also, I have discovered that there are some mothers who have some regrets for leading or encouraging their daughters in that way. And I say this because this is just people I've come across that I love and that I respect, who have said that this can be a hard day because it brings up a lot of issues. So I wanted to also to affirm their feelings and just to express that that's one of those things that I just feel like only Jesus and God and love and caring for one another can get us through. That hope is needed there. There's been a great loss, but that there also can be great recovery from that. And so if you wanted to talk to me or message me or anything, I would be glad to do that, just because I know it's real, and I have friends that I love who that's a real thing for them. I also want to talk about how grateful I am, and you can probably add to this, that on Mother's Day I also recognize that out of my 5 children, there are 2 other mothers who helped make this family. And so I also think of them on Mother's Day, and am so grateful to them that they chose life. I know Sam's birth mother, she had an abortion the baby before him, and I don't know exactly, her situation had not changed, life was not different, but for some reason she chose life for Sam, and I am so grateful, and I thank God for her in that decision. And then I think of Daisy's birth mother in China, and it's just overwhelming. I have such deep feelings for all of that, and I don't know, have you thought about that?
No, I have, and there's, yeah, realizing, I mean, there's so many feelings and emotions, realizing Hattie's loss and her journey to us, and how thankful I am for her, and how I respect her parents, like you say, for choosing life.
Because it's not always, that's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not always the easy decision.
And I don't know, any reasoning or their heart, and there's only so much I will ever be able to tell Hattie, but just that her feelings are valid, of any feelings, any emotions that she may have throughout her years, they're valid, and I may not understand them, but I don't want her to be afraid of them and to tell me about them. But either way, just how much I love her and how she's a part of our family, but I realize that there has been a loss, and there will forever be a grief.
Absolutely. There's some other mothers too that I've thought about, and I just spent some time this morning just kind of praying this through. But I thought of there are some mothers who have lost their children, and they're still mothers. Their children are just not alive. And so I, of course, think of grandmother now who's lost both of her sons. But I know just from messages that I've gotten from some of y'all that you have lost children. And so my heart goes out to you. And I also think of estrangements, in families, where it just happens that people come to just a loggerhead, and they can't get past things, and so there's just a parting of the ways. And so I was thinking of that, and how we need to pray for healing of relationships, and how special we are, and how connected we are to one another, and how that's got to be a heart. And then I was thinking about stepmothers, and I had heard a radio program where it talked about a mom, and she was a stepmother, and she said, no matter how much I give, or how much I do, or how much I love, she said, I'm the stepmother. And I thought, and she felt stepmother, was below or beneath. And I just thought how much just stuff that is to deal with for people. And so y'all may think all this was silly, but this was just on my heart today, and I wanted to just affirm to those of you that Mother's Day brings about some sadness or some deeper issues, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking of you, and my prayers are for all mothers. And it's also a very celebratory time for those that are mothers, and I want it to be a happy day for you. And I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but sometimes it's just good. Don't you think it's just good to acknowledge
to say that you're seen, and if you want a safe place to, whether it's by emailing us or even in the comments below, just saying, I'm here for you other mothers who might be in the same situation as me, and realizing that you're not alone.
Yeah, those situations just, they make me sad, because being a mother is precious. It's just precious, and I just want all of you to know that, and that, like Molly says, that you're seen and you're heard. And if you want to message me, well, please do that. And I don't want you to feel judged or anything else, but just know that you're loved and cared about, and my prayers are with you. And so, it's terrible.
You make anyone who cries will make me cry. Just wait for Father's Day, huh? Just wait for Father's Day. It's now my most hated holiday or whatever.
Let's spray some velvet cherry.
Yeah, we'll just miss the air.
There we go.
Oh, it's really not that bad.
No, it's really not that bad. So, and all is well. It just, sometimes when we talk about life, you can't just act like it's all,
You know, people come to us to laugh.
Well, but life has both.
Yeah.
It has happiness and tears.
It does.
Yeah. So it's got diamonds and dust, or there's got to be some song or some saying or something about it. But anyway, happy Mother's Day to y'all. May it be a very blessed time, no matter what your situation is, because it's another day. It's another day.
God's mercies are new every morning.
There you go. God's mercies are new every morning. All right. See y'all next time, and we'll have a different.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Thank you. And I miss my mother.
I know you do.
And my sisters wrote me, they texted this week, and they were just like, Mother's Day just isn't the same without your mother.
No.
The thing is, when you're young, you're just like, oh, it's Mother's Day. Did I get a card in the mail? Did I get this? Did I get that? And then the older you get, you just want your kids, you just want to see them, you just want to be with them. So it changes, and I just think, why didn't I go see Kamon more? Or did I do enough? Oh, anyway, this is, you can cut all that out. All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye. Well, my goodness, Melanie.
I told you I had that on my heart.
Is there any reason, like...
I don't know why. You know how God just put things on your heart,
Yeah.
and you just think, I just need to talk about that. Oh, well, get me all.
Well, I mean, I just saw one.
So what do you think of this?
I think it's cute.
Am I lopsided? I don't really know where we're going with this. We'll just talk about things that smell.
So much could be said.
Yes, so much could.
Especially with Hattie yesterday. I'm like, Hattie, do you do this at school? Oh my gosh, I was shutting the door the other night. I told her good night. Jonathan was gone somewhere. I said, good night, love. And she goes, 3, 2, 1. And then toots. And I'm like, where did you learn
Did you
that?
get that from?
No. I'm like, who taught you this?
I don't know.
And instead
Is
of
it
like,
just-
and she's giggling, and I'm just like, good night, Hattie. I'm trying to give no fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
No
yeah,
fuel.
Yeah, because that could really
But I asked Jonathan about it, and he said
Inspire.
he didn't teach her that. And so I was just, I was not raised that way.